अ, नमस्कार. इग्नायटेड टॉकच्या दुसऱ्या पुष्पामध्ये मी तुम्हाला सगळ्यांचं स्वागत करतो. रोटरी क्लब ऑफ पुणे युनिव्हर्सिटी, त्यानंतर सावित्रीबाई फुले पुणे युनिव्हर्सिटी आणि IUCAA आणि त्याचबरोबर YTS या सगळ्यांनी मिळून हा अतिशय छान उपक्रम तुम्हाला सगळ्यांसमोर आणलेला आहे. आणि पहिल्या आठवड्यामध्ये या उपक्रमाला अतिशय उत्कृष्ट प्रतिसाद मिळाला. जवळजवळ 982 पार्टिसिपंट्स आपल्याकडे होते. आताही आपल्याकडे जवळ 100 पर्यंत पार्टिसिपंट पोहोचलेले आहेत आणि जास्तीत जास्त लोक जॉईन होतील. आपण प्रोग्रामला लवकरच सुरुवात करणार आहोत. आजचे आपले स्पीकर डॉक्टर विजय भटकर यांचा घेतलेला इंटरव्ह्यू आपण बघणार आहात, ऐकणार आहात. डॉक्टर विजय भटकर he is a well-known architect of India's national initiative in supercomputing led in development of Param supercomputers. So now I hand over entire event to Dr. Shantanu Deshpande and I request him to take over and go ahead for that. Dr. Shantanu Deshpande, please.
Namaskar. I welcome you all to this episode of Ignited Talks. And today, in fact, we have a very distinguished guest today with us, Dr. Vijay Bhatkar. Dr. Bhatkaran Baddal, let me, of course, Praveen sir has already introduced him briefly, but I'll tell you something. When I spoke to him, what I got out of it, I'll just talk about in gist. What the students and today's participants need to, concentrate on his video, which I had taken, are two things which I found out. One was that when he had his talk with Rajiv Gandhi about, making of supercomputers, what the answer he gave was really extraordinary answers. And that actually answers came directly from the inner confidence that he had. And this inner confidence of not even seeing the supercomputer before and even then promising that he would be able to deliver, and that too in time and in very limited budget. This confidence is what today we should take home. Every student should take home. This is the confidence which I think should be igniting your aspirations ahead. That is one thing which I thought, and from where he got this. So he has also spoken about how to study, the way he studied. And he has also spoken about experimenting study, which is extremely important. He has also spoken about liberal universities. And it is a video is around 50 minutes. 50 minutes of video and I had an extremely good discussion on various things. So at this point, I'll start. Before I ask to start the video, let me also thanks once again to Rotary Club of Pune University, Rotary Club of Daund, Rotary Club of Chinchwad, Midtown, Kharghar, and in fact, Rotary District in total. I also would like to thank Pune University to getting associated with us, and so that we are able to reach such a large numbers. I'm extremely thankful to IUCAA, which is an international kind of a conglomerate where we had Dr. Rai Chaudhary speaking with us in the last episode. And of course, I'm really thankful to YTS, Dr. Yashwant Wagmare sir, due to whose idea was that this particular platform should act as a bridge between the current generation and all these stalwarts which are there. And the current generation should be able to take some inspiration from these people. What they have done such a remarkable activities in the world of science and technology. So, Azun Bhatkaranbadal सांगायचं तर he is also the Chancellor of Nalanda University. You will understand what actually comes in when Nalanda University, because he is also the advocate of science and Adhyatma यांच्या बरोबर. And his idea of advanced India is that India should be able to match its own previous dignity, which was in the era of in Nalanda, when Nalanda University was at the top end. So that is the reason he's also possibly taken the job of Chancellor of Nalanda University, so he can pursue these ideas. He is also starting something called as Exal Computers. Now, what is Exal Computers? Let's hear it from him again. He's also the chairman of IIT Delhi, Board of Governors of IIT Delhi. So what the changes in IIT which are happening, which already I have spoken in the video. So he will also be talking about that. So I'll ask I'll ask Misal sir from Rotary Club of Daund to start the video, and let's meet the stalwart himself as early as possible. I was talking to Dr. Bhatkar about YTS, Yashwant Talent Search, and he actually, sir, welcome to the show.
Shantanu, thank you very much for first inviting me to this YTS show, which is very unique, particularly for our rising students, younger students with so many aspirations. And now I was asking him the question, why is it called Yashwant Talent Search?
Yes,
how does the name come from? And suddenly, of course, I remember our Yashwant Bhagmare, Professor Yashwant Bhagmare from IIT Kanpur, with whom I know so many years, I think. And that I particularly like the whole concept of really preparing young talents for our IITs and for our ISOs and other emerging institutions which are there now. It's the aspiration of every student, I mean, most of the students all over the country and even outside the country to get admission in IITs or ISOs. Now, ISOs are sometimes better than the IITs now. So yeah, I'm very happy.
The second question which immediately comes to my mind is talking about the young Vijay Bhatkar who started his schooling in, I think, the town of Muramba, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, you are right, very right. I think this is very surprising because I had not even heard of the word IIT when I was studying entire school education.
Okay.
I think we had heard something faintly. So it was, I think, and then I never thought one day I'll become the chairman of IIT. I became instrumental in founding the ISR Pune around with, Professor Phule and of course Dr. Mashelkar and all the team which we have struggled. So we struggled for 1 decade to get the ISR in Pune. And thanks to Dr. Mashelkar, who gave us 100-acre site in the NCL campus, a very wonderful campus. And today is one of the best ISOs India has created. They become model ISO. It was a great thing for me. So, I think you talked about my village. Yeah. So, I was born in a village. I was born in a very, very, very small village. A tiny village of India. Today there are 6.4 lakh, close to 7 lakh villages in India. Oh. I was born in one of those villages with a population of 300. 300 population. Our village did not have a school building. And it was like our classes which used to be held in Ram Mandir. There was a Shastra Ram Mandir, Ram Mandir. This is our classes. All the 4th standard. The primary was 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And there was only one teacher who was also from the village. So it was like Ekar Vidyalaya, one teacher school, where one teacher will teach all the students of all the standards. All standards, sitting on the farastat, I wonder how we learned everything in one room, one hall. I think where everybody is this one, and about 5, 6 subjects, 7 subjects, one teacher, like that.
Okay.
And you could get very good education. I must say that you could get very good education in that kind of environment. Yes.
So after that, your schooling, Do you remember any of the teachers or any particular event?
I remember almost all of my teachers.
Okay.
Including my primary school teacher. But I must say that my first teacher has been my grandmother.
Oh, okay.
I studied second standard under her. She was very disciplinarian, and I really owe my whatever I did later to my grandmother who told me that he would like to remember many things, Sanskrit shlokas and everything. And I would also say that she asked us, with two brothers, myself and my elder brother, we used to sit in the same class and we always study together. So she asked us to read every possible book on that subject, not what is the exam. But to read the tutorials, etc. Whatever is known to you, whatever is available in the public library or the school library, you must read about those subjects, not just limit yourself to just answering the questions in the exam.
Oh,
that is a very good culture, I must say that. So this I remember very much. It became the foundation of my education.
Okay. And then after your schooling, you went to Baroda in between, or to Nagpur, I suppose?
I studied in the primary school, as I said, in the village. Mm-hmm. Then I went to a school, regular school in standard, which was in a nearby town, Murtizapur. Which was near.
Yeah. Okay.
So the speciality of that school was that it was founded by Sant Gadge Maharaj, who started the cleanliness movement. Right. He really started at that time when I was young. Today I am close to 74, entering 75. So that time he said that Swachhata फारच महत्वाची आहे आणि so he wanted our school to be very good. तुम्ही झाडा, तुम्ही सर्व साफ करा, तुम्ही सर्व त्यामध्ये ते संस्कार तिथे झाले. In the school education, I want to share one more thing, very important memory which I got. One, I had good teachers, and certainly good teachers for all subjects. Even in that time, in a small town like that, of a population at that time 15,000, we had very good teachers. I remember the names of them, almost most of them. Still, they are not really there, but their children are there, and sometimes I meet them. We had a great headmaster, and Sant Gadge Maharaj Baba used to come. We used to stay in a direction. That is where there was a cow shed. The Gosha, where there was a Gosha, and he insisted that every ashram will have Gosha. So, and we used to stay there only around that thing. But I remember he will come to our homes. Who was still in the school campus, come to our home and first starts a karata घेऊन ते झाडायचे. So आम्ही झाडायचे पहिल्यांदा. आणि मग ती आपली डोक्यावरची खापर होते एक प्रकारचे यायचं ते घेऊन माझ्या घरी मागायचे. माझ्या घरी मागायचे. मग मी त्यांना म्हणजे मला जीवनातला एक म्हणजे अवलंबनीय असं म्हणजे एक प्रकारचं असं की आठवत आम्हाला दोघे भाऊ त्यांना माझ्या घरी जायचे घरचे म्हणजे ह्याच्यामध्ये. But so this was I often remember how he used to say, Babanno, but शिका. आणि म्हणून त्यांनी जिथे जिथे गेले आश्रम करण्याच्या आधी शाळा तयार केल्या. आणि माझे वडील त्यांना मदत करत होते त्या शाळा तयार करण्यामध्ये. त्यामध्ये ते संस्कार 8,040 जीवन काय करायचं. आणि एक शाळेची सर्वात महत्वाची आठवण मला आहे. आपल्या मुलांना इंग्रजी समजत असेल की मराठी समजत असेल.
English is better actually.
So I must remember one thing that when I was doing our major instruction was Marathi at that time. And English was Marathi. This one. And but I had a home library. My grandmother was a teacher. My mother was a teacher. My father was a principal. So that whole environment was educational environment. And we had a library, home library. And in home library, I had this one that we used to study about science, but we didn't have science library. Laboratory. We didn't have science laboratories. We didn't have the physics, chemistry. We had just introduced to them. So me and my brother decided that we'll actually build the laboratory ourselves. So we used to tell our parents, particularly my father, who used to be all over India, that don't bring on anything. No gifts, no nothing like that, except we bring some magnets. We bring some lenses and some chemicals. Whatever we write, because if you are traveling to Nagpur or you are trying to Bangalore, we used to travel all over India. So they used to bring that. And that was a fascination. Creating experiments which were in the book and some other books, scientific books, and that used to fascinate me. I think that was the main foundation of building the laboratories ourselves, rather than we may have modern laboratories, but we do not have actual experiences of knowledge. What today new education policy or national education policy we are talking about, our knowledge must be experiential. You may give me computers and many things here, but I have not interacted with them. I have not built. So that was my most memorable experiences of schools.
Then you went for your...
for my college education, which was in Amravati. Amravati is an educational town, which is very known for what Pandit things are Punjab Deshmukh, I think, which is known, Dr. Punjab Deshmukh, educational town. So I went to a very good college called Vidarbha Mahavidyalaya. It's a since it was in Vidarbha, it's called Vidarbha Mahavidyalaya. I often go there. I'm now building also some labs there in that school, in that college. They are one of the finest education institute in central India, or Vidarbha, I would say. So I studied there. I have many experiences of that, my college days. I feel so fulfilled now that when they often invite me and then call, I talk to the students and I tell them that how innovation is important. Today we are building innovation in that college or that institute now, because there is a Science and Humanities Institute. So I have many memories of that education really. After that I went to Nagpur.
Okay.
Nagpur for my engineering college education, and that I should go for engineering. My brother went for medical, and I should go for engineering because I had almost both of us in merit list, and so both of us were admitted. We chose medicine. He was forced to choose medicine. Everyone wanted to go for medicine in Nagpur Medical College. Now I wanted to be an engineer. So that's how I pushed to engineering. And engineering education I was just starting at that time. Just starting to begin. So they were great to be. There are very few engineering colleges. I mean, in the entire Maharashtra, you can count the number of engineering colleges which we had. Some here in VJTI, in Mumbai, in Sangli College was there at that time, and Nagpur one college where I studied very VRIT, Vishwesvaraya Institute of Technology, at that time called VRC, Vishwesvaraya Regional College of Engineering. It was great to get admitted to engineering education, and I studied there. That time, they were the times of Chinese war. China war came 62, and suddenly our course was compressed from 4 years to 3 years to build India, to many things. The government took that we want to create a lot of engineers. So I really studied a 3-year course, which was very tough.
Okay. 4 years compressed to 3, yeah.
Hardly 3, and hardly 9% at that time. The results used to be 9% or 7%. And that kind of thing.
God. Okay.
It was very tough. And that education, that was the thing. But one thing I did, that thing I remember now, I think because I had to proceed very fast. I would say the one thing I remember at that time, electronics had just come. The electronics discipline part of electrical engineering. There was no electronics.
There was no. Okay.
I think at that time electronics was not a discipline. It was only civil, metallurgy, in that kind of thing. Those are the disciplines which are available.
Okay.
And I chose an electronics. So I really did not study electronics until my entire engineering.
Okay.
But our teacher has got, first one time showed us, there was a chapter on electronics. There was one chapter on electronics, something like that. And he showed us the first electronic devices, not first, what is called transistors.
Transistors, yeah.
Device, like we built all electronic circuits. Transistor device through which, and we had only 4 transistors our teacher had got. 4 devices, pieces of those devices, and he showed us in the beaker that don't touch these transistors because they get damaged. So we were not allowed to work with them.
You won't touch them.
But what happened after that year, somehow I got a very strong desire, me and my brother also was with me, desire to build our own transistor radio. The first transistor radio got a lot of components from Bombay. There was nothing like that happened. We did not know, our teachers did not know. So, but I did build, we did build a transistor radio.
Okay.
And I must share with the students and teachers when it was built. And with a lot of struggle, I did not work because the soldering was not correct.
Soldering, okay.
When when it started working, and first Vivid Bharati station, there was only one station, and the Vivid Bharati station came and some music started, some Hindi movie started, songs started playing. There was a joy which I cannot imagine.
Yeah.
Even afterwards, we were constructed supercomputer. I did not complete the transistor which we started working.
Yeah.
So these were great memories. I passed engineering in 65.
Okay.
65, and then I went for higher education. I came to know, I think strongly, with talking to the other students, I came to know that there are IITs at that time when I did my engineering. And it is a great thing to get that. IIT just started. 5 IITs were constructed.
Just started, yeah, right.
IITs were made. The first was in IIT Kharghar, which was made, almost started before independence.
Right.
And then came IIT Kanpur, and then came Ashwat Wagmare taught in IIT Kanpur. And then from Madras, then started Bombay, and last year I did my PhD from IIT Delhi.
IIT Delhi, yeah.
But I want to tell you, at that time, when I went for entrance exam, for my masters, I went for entrance exam for my masters, and heavy rain in Bombay.
Okay.
You ask him some my incident which I remember. There was such a heavy rain, and then I had to go from the central station to my best bus, that DST bus, for coming to Andheri and then going to Sakinaka and then going to IIT Bombay. And there was heavy rain. Then I was almost immersed into that. Sometimes heavy rain. I was like this, and I was walking through the water and carried my some bag which was completely wet and all that kind of thing. So that was a very memorable thing. Yet I decided that even in the wet cloths like this, fully wet cloths like this, I will appear for the exam, and I did appear for the exam. Awesome. But I had a lot of problems. My entire money was lost. Many things were. But then I decided, while going back to my village afterwards, I decided I will not go to Bombay for studies. Because it was such a hostile.
Okay.
There I got admission. I did not get study, and my father told me that why don't you study at Baroda? Because he did his graduation from Baroda.
Okay.
Maharaja Savitribai University in Baroda.
Right.
It was already too late. Then that I applied to MSc Baroda for intern, and I was admitted. And that's why I decided that I should go to Baroda for my masters, not IIT.
Okay.
I think that was my turning point in my life.
Okay. Oh.
I would say that by not going to IIT, I learned so much. Yeah. And I'm very happy that the new education policy talks about this. Because IITs are very focused technological institutions.
Right.
Where the MSc Baroda is a liberal university.
Okay.
Means where they are, like what they are recommended in the new national education policy now was Baroda was that kind of university.
Okay.
So the Pune University was that kind of university also.
Right.
I must say that I strongly believe that we should not be just exposed to technical education. We should know technical education, we must know languages, humanities, poetry, arts, music. So we should be exposed to all these things.
Right.
Many of the world universities, if you look at Stanford, Harvard, Oxford, Cambridge, they are open liberal universities. And you can take any subjects. So that time, Maharaja Savitribai had a vision that we must have liberal universities. And so I think really admired much of my life's attitude, approach has changed.
Yeah.
Because I was exposed to many things. Meaning things like that. Today, just technical is technical. You don't know much about anything else, including if you are electrical engineer, you will not know anything about civil engineering or mechanical engineer like that. So, which is now the new education policy, we looked at that limitation and now propose that there will be every university will be liberal university.
Liberal.
Not technical, not medical.
Even IITs are changing now. They are also getting into the liberal format of.
Yeah, absolutely right. Now they are getting, because we decided that you should opt for some humanity courses which would offer something like that kind of things, not only just do technical courses or engineering courses, and they are now introducing more and more. But the education policy now currently, which will be implemented from this year onwards, kind of thing, you will see that you will be taught, you will have option to learn many subjects, different subjects, in addition to some majors like engineering or medicine.
So as you mentioned that electronics at that time was not known at all to anyone. So
Yes.
as a young graduate, wasn't it a risky situation to get into something new field? Because that is what the students today, I want to, inform that what made you choose electronics or computers as, because that was not known to the world at that time.
That's right. That change really occurred with me when I went for masters in Baroda.
Okay.
So you do masters, you are doing masters, you are getting ME or MTech.
Okay.
You have to choose a specialization.
Okay.
You have to choose your own specialization. So your specialization start happening at that level.
Okay.
So electronics had just come, and I have taken power electronics, power systems and electronics, things like that. So that was my first introduction to electronics in a deeper sense. So and when I passed a computer, and I did my masters, we had an analog computer, but the digital computers had not come. Okay. I saw the first digital computer in IIT Delhi when I went for PhD.
Okay.
Means that, in that time, like 69, 69, 70 time, I could see a computer which was running at that time, the deck-up cards or the punch tapes. We did that.
Punch cards, yeah. Right.
Punch cards and all that, carry a whole program like this. You carry in the, so that computer I was introduced to only in PhD. Today's students are introduced to computers in the first standard.
First standard. Yeah. So it is so difficult to believe what kind of computers at that time it were even
huge computers. The whole hall is run by that car, like that, and you carry the car. If you lose one card, your program is lost.
Right.
Yes.
So your post graduation and after your doctorate, then immediately that you joined I think it was the government part of the machinery or.
I think I did my PhD.
Yeah.
And at that time, I think this is a very important event in India, in the context of one. I would like to say in this context that when I was born, the transistor was invented in the United States, in Bell Laboratories, in the 46, 47 time. And that was the beginning of electronics discipline.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The electronics was not there in the world before the transistor really came about, in that sense, this one. And that changed the entire world. That invention, a single invention. So I often share with my students, or the young students of schools, and if one of you or several of you come together and take one innovation, one invention like transistor, it will change the face of the country, the world and our country completely. So important it is. So electronics has been such a, but nobody imagined that electronics is going to change the world so much. And nobody imagined. Even the inventors were not aware. The computer inventors also were not aware how their invention will change the world. So the young students, I want to share with you that if you get some bright idea, you pursue it strongly, and that the idea you can give a shape, that one invention not only can change your life, it can change the life of the whole country.
I think that some electronics commission was formed and you are a part of it after.
Yes, right. I think that I must remember that thing. Yeah. At that time, I just finished my PhD. I was finishing my PhD.
Right.
I was finishing my PhD dissertation or the thesis, and there was a team which came from Bombay, from Tata Institute of Fundamental Research.
Okay.
TIFR. Whose chairman was the director of TIFR, Professor M.G.K. Menon. M.G.K. Menon has taken over, and so happened that then Mrs. Indira Gandhi decided, on the recommendation of Vikram Sarabhai, who was the chairman of the Space Commission.
Right.
So there were several incidents. Dr. Bhava was the chairman of the Atomic Energy Commission, which we started building atomic reactors.
Right.
Then the space program came in. India's space program started in Trivandrum and in Ahmedabad under Vikram Sarabhai, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai.
Yes.
And then both of them made a recommendation to the government that one of the most important initiatives which we have need to take India is the electronics. And then they form the Atomic Energy Commission, the Space Commission, and Electronics Commission.
Electronics Commission.
So, and most of them started for fundamental research in Bombay.
Okay.
The idea. Baba was the director of PIFR. Vikram Sarabhai also was associated with this program. And he became the chairman. And the Electronics Commission started. And they wanted to form a team, some first team to start the Electronics Commission. So they came to various IITs and they came to IIT Delhi. And my professors at that time recommended my name that however, I was not interested in electronics.
Okay.
Because I was not interested in practical work. I was interested in theoretical developments and mathematical developments. More I had gone more philosophy and mathematics in that context. And then I told them that when they came and my name was recommended, I was called for interview. And I told them that I am not interested because I want to do some really deep science work, not exactly the practical work like that. But nevertheless, I sat for I appeared before the interview panel, talked to them, they selected me, and they tried to convince me that, you got more people like you who are great theoretical knowledge, who are interested in theory, deep science, and then we'll build the practical systems. So that convinced me that I should join the Electronics Commission. That was the beginning of Electronics Commission.
Right.
And fortunately, I would say I like to share with the students that was another big turning point in my life. At that time, the electronics production in the entire country was 300 crores. The entire country, for all put together. There were very few factories, all were government factories like Bharat Electronics, Indian Telephone Industries, Electronics Corporation of India Limited. Like that. There are very few electronics industries in the country, and entire production was 300 crores. Today, if you really see, it is about $200 billion.
My God, okay.
Donshi Object
Yes.
is one of the largest industries now in India, this one, electronics industry. And I have seen, starting from building a small transistor circuit to building the supercomputers of today. So I have seen the entire journey of India getting into that.
Absolutely. You have seen journey, you have driven the journey actually.
Here I would like to mention, like my transistor video, I would like to mention the color television. When I went to, I was very Electronics Commission. After that, I went to Kerala for the formation of Electronics Corporation in the state of Kerala, and they built a laboratory, one of the largest laboratory of electronics was built in Kerala, in Trivandrum at that time. When Vikram Sarabhai, etc., built a space program in Trivandrum. So, and from there, I think we built the first color television, and color television broadcast first time in India at the request of Mrs. First, and we built from scratch. The entire cameras we built, color television, this one, entire electronics was built, and we could do the broadcasting of color television the first time. And this was broadcast when Asian Games occurred. Mrs. Gandhi wanted to do a color broadcast, and we have made this in Trivandrum, I think in my laboratory. So the first color television, solid state, one, and plus the color broadcast. After color broadcast, we did the test in city of Trivandrum. And when we started the broadcast, first time, people were so amazed that people used to only watch color television day and night, 24 hours.
I remember that actually. Yes.
That started the electronics revolution in India. That development started the electronics revolution.
And yes, then, of course, we naturally come to the Param computers, which was there. Very few people actually know that Param actually is a short form of parallel machine. Actually, so
parallel machine. Yes.
For the students, actually, I would like to know more about this parallel machine theory, which.
Yes. So we have now come to. We have now come to the electronics thing, and then I came to Trivandrum. Then I came to one person. Sometimes you require, I think, Professor Yashwant Vagmare, who is now, you are helping him.
Right.
Mentors play a very important role. A teacher in your life. And Mr. KPP Nambiar, I must remember him on this occasion, Padma Bhushan KPP Nambiar. who was the chairman of Keltron, the Electronics Development Corporation in Trivandrum.
Right.
I think he had picked me up from Delhi.
Okay.
And he said that we want to build the largest laboratory of electronics. And somebody had told me with my name, and he convinced me to come to Trivandrum.
Okay.
From all the way from Delhi to Trivandrum, I came.
Yeah.
I was holding a very big position in the government, and still I decided to come because I wanted to build a big lab. So he played a very important role in my life, and he also created the electronics revolution. So then only the electronics revolution started.
Okay.
So the technology was given from Trivandrum to all the places in India, all the states to India, and that's how the electronics revolution started.
Okay.
I remember him on this occasion. Yes. So after that, I think he became the the secretary of electronics.
Okay.
And he knew Rajiv Gandhi.
Okay.
Mr. Rajiv Gandhi he knew very well. And Mr. Rajiv Gandhi talked to him that we want a supercomputer.
Right.
We want a supercomputer. India wants a supercomputer for weather forecasting.
Right.
Because we also the agrarian economy, agriculture-based economy.
Yes.
And our farmers are always looking at the sky. When will the rains come?
Right.
We are very afraid, but at that time, sometimes there used to be droughts. There is no rains. Several years, sometimes 1 or 2 years, there used to go. And farmers used to be in very distressed condition. So we wanted supercomputer to predict, and he told me this challenge. He gave me, Mr. Nambiar gave me this challenge.
Okay.
And this was an occasion for me, and Mr. Nambiar recommended my name to Rajiv Gandhi, and also the Science and Technology Minister at that time, Mr. K.R. Narayanan, who became the President of India at that time, later on.
Right.
So they called me, they invited me to take this initiative in supercomputers.
Okay.
And that's how I went to development of supercomputers for India. I think that was the beginning of that kind of things. I remember, I think,
Yeah, you had
at
a
this
discussion with
occasion,
Rajiv Gandhi, right?
when the project was being discussed, it was a very glamorous project to develop a big supercomputer for India. And most people say it cannot be done because we don't have components, we don't know these things. So Rajiv Gandhi, when we asked to call for a discussion with him, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi and then K.R. Narayanan and Mr. K.P. Nambiar, they were there, and he asked me 3 questions.
Okay.
The first question was, Dr. Bhatkar, Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister who speak very sourly, very can we develop this supercomputer?
Okay.
I said that I have not seen a supercomputer.
Okay.
I have not seen a supercomputer, but I have examples, and you are aware of this. When your mother, Mrs. Gandhi, wanted to a color television. Color television was not made. Components were not made in India. We started like that, and we could make the broadcast. Similarly, now I have not seen a supercomputer.
Right.
I said I work with electronics. Definitely, I can say from inner confidence. Now, आपले नरेंद्र मोदी जी म्हणतात ना आत्मविश्वास आणि मग आत्मनिर्भर आत्मविश्वासाने मी म्हटलं की दिस इज माय कॉन्फिडन्स that we should be able to do it. And they asked me how much time it would take. I said that about 3 years. I did not know, but I said that I would like to do it in 3 years' time. But if things cannot be done in 3 years, it cannot be done also 5 years. That's what I thought of this 3 years' time. And then he asked me, what would be the budget? How much money it will require? I said, at the cost of one supercomputer.
Okay.
And they were shocked. He said, what one cost of supercomputer will develop the entire technology? I have done some calculations. I've done, if we change the technology, then what US was following at that time was Samuel Craig. Only one company used to go in the world. That was from US was Samuel Craig. Supercomputers. But we followed an entirely new path, which was now the question which you asked, parallel processing. Parallel processing was the technology. I think it was just emerging in the textbooks, research books. I said, if you apply that technology, or if you start thinking on that lines, you'll be able to do it just at the cost of one supercomputer. And that, he liked my answer. Of course, he approved the mission, and that's how CDAC started. I proposed starting of a whole institution, not just building supercomputer one, because the technology is changing so fast. So we have to do newer and newer versions of it. So we require a whole institution. And then I proposed the creation of CDAC. And that cost was 35 crores at that time. So at the cost of one supercomputer, the entire institution was built. So that was the journey on supercomputer started.
Of course, I also remember one of your interviews where you said that this computer was made, Param was made, but the professors, the professors which were there, they were not able to, really.
Param. That's correct. Because my professors also, many of them had traveled to US and people already had image of great supercomputer.
Right.
The grace of a particular way.
That was the benchmark at that time. Yeah.
It looked like anything like that. If it doesn't look like Cray, it's not a supercomputer. That's what they thought.
Yeah.
And when I built that prototype using this technology called parallel processing technology, using standard components, it was like, for example, using 10,000 pieces to build one supercomputer. I remember Swami Vivekananda, I studied a lot of spiritual thing. I was Swami Vivekananda's books. I studied and I thought, until Swami Vivekananda went to the United States and talked about India's philosophy and religion and the great culture, Vedic heritage of India, people never appreciated it. Britishers were never able to appreciate that. But when we went outside and started articulating to the Americans and others, Britishers,
Chicago,
I think then only we started and we got amazed with India's Asian knowledge system.
Right.
Similarly, I thought that take it outside, and outside people, Europeans or Americans, or they start, I think, show interest in what we are doing, we will not realize our own importance. So I decided to take it to Zurich, in the international conference, in front of all other supercomputers which were being made. So I decided to take it outside India and exhibit it there, and show it to the. And then only we were a major exhibition in Zurich at that time. We took our supercomputer. There was a big story how we carried it to the Zurich, because they were not possible to take at that time. The flights did not allow taking such huge systems there. So we dismantled the entire supercomputer which we wanted to take and take it in a single baggage. Everything put it in the separated. Personal baggage, all the components were put together. I think differently. We went, all of us, 20 of us went to Zurich and we assembled it when we reached. It was a big challenge at that time to put it together. We had major mishaps, we had a fire, we had many things, but we executed in time and demonstrated in front of great experts. And in that conference, I think the Germany's, one of the Germany's first, the world's first supercomputer, Hitler was being developed, was not one, and for the conference. And then we were very admirable that how could he build it and all that.
I'll actually directly go to the current work which is going on the Exal computer. So if you can just,
Yes. So now we built the first supercomputer. It was called 10,000. Param, it had a capacity of first Cray machine at the time that is performing 1 billion operations per second. 1 billion.
1 billion.
Very fast. In 1 decade, advanced. Same powerful by 1,000 times more powerful supercomputer. So then we went on to develop the 1 trillion operations per second supercomputer. It was called Param 10,000. The name Param really so when the computer was developed before we went to Zurich, how it is to be named? I said it has to be Sanskrit name, it has to be Indian name. So name. Then we several names were suggested, and it was a sudden super means what? Super means supreme. And when we wrote for supreme in Sanskrit, it was supreme means Param. Means Parmeshwar. Yes, Paramananda Jana. Param, the supreme, appropriate name. And also Param meant parallel machine. Abbreviation of so we could popularize it like that. That's how we made Param. So we made Param 8,000, Param 9,000, Param 10,000, and Param 10,000 from 1 trillion operations per second. And at that time, India now came to the levels of US and to some extent, I would say Japan, means, Japan, and Europeans were trying. So at that time, India also developed this supercomputer, and it was announced everywhere that India has developed. Angry India has developed a supercomputer. Because we are angry because they did not deny it to us, but we developed our own technology for that. That's how current series came.
Okay.
Today we are having developed supercomputers about 10 to the power 15 operation.
Okay.
That is 1,000 trillion operations per second. So we always call now peta scale. Peta scale supercomputers. Means peta means about 15. Then we use that. At that time, we had, America had also developed the peta scale supercomputers.
Okay.
And they had embarked on another new height, or the exascale. What we say 10 to the 15 mathematics. That is exa.
Okay.
1,000 mathematical operations per second. So we are working in CDAG. I am currently the chairman of the technical advisory committee.
Okay.
So this mission was written by me, proposed to the government of India, and they accepted that thing, and we went on the journey of exascale supercomputers. So if the students want to know that supercomputers, if they want to do something now, you have to work on this kind of supercomputers, exascale, exa operations per second.
Okay. How it is going to change the world, or how it is going to help for a common man like me to understand?
Yeah, I think first thing is that about the weather prediction.
Okay.
Weather prediction, with which we started our computer. Mathematical models is very difficult to predict correct weather.
Okay.
We still are not doing the way we are not able to. And if you have a more and more correct solution, you want to know after whether the rains will come before 15 days or not. Because now, suppose you want to know. So you have more and more powerful supercomputers.
Right.
So one will be doing significant weather prediction. And associated with this issue is that every year there are so many floods come to us. Every year the heavy runs, the cities submerged, so many towns, villages submerged. And we should be able to predict how the floods will flow, when will the floods will go, where the flood lines will come, and we are able to save a lot of life because of this prediction.
Okay.
Save because otherwise they will be submerged. Something like we get warnings for this entire warnings come because of the models that we do.
Okay.
And there are several other in our defense. We can't imagine that even designing a new car, it is not possible. Any new car designed on a through simulation,
Simulations. Okay.
new car which we are trying to build, and aircrafts, or the same program requires supercomputers. So ours, I think security depends so much on these calculations of supercomputers. Our entire space program, if you say that is supercomputing, because many of the same rockets to the moon. I think Chandrayaan 1, Chandrayaan 2, then Mangalyaan. All that calculations are done on the supercomputer. That would not have been possible. Our stages are typically program 1 and program 2. That is only possible because of I think our calculation ability and design abilities using supercomputers. Now all medicines, now the new drugs which we are talking about, for the corona, we are talking about designing new drugs, and we are developing new access. So that those programs entirely are modeled on supercomputers. That will not be possible without supercomputers at all. So right now, these new drugs in India are being designed on supercomputers. So in medicine, in engineering, I told this one design of new bridges, all that kind of things. Today possible only because we have Indian supercomputers. From the Indian perspective.
Well, it is the heart of development. It is the base of science and technology across all fields. That is what I come to understand.
Yes.
You had also spoken something very interesting about brain drain and coming to something called as brain chain, which I had heard. So can you sir elaborate on that?
This was the question asked to Mrs. Gandhi in Parliament.
Right.
And then opposition members said that our entire there is so much of brain drain. You are talking about developing IITs. All IIT graduates go to US and we are spending so much of money in creating these IITs and ISOs, and most people are going to go to US. This is a big drain for us.
Right.
So she was like, what is the use of creating the institution? We are creating the institution for growing engineers for United States and Europe.
Right.
That was drain. So that time somebody says that it is better to have brain drain than brain in the drain. But now the situation is now which is coming. A lot of engineers are returning back. The IT industry has grown significantly in India, and a lot of engineers have been returning back to India, and the scientists are returning back to India. And there are 23 IITs, 5 ISOs, and most of the staff comes from this. People who went from India to US and Europe, and now they are coming back to India because they have infrastructure to work on that R&D like this.
Right.
So from brain drain to brain in the drain to brain drain to now brain gain back. We are getting, so all these people are coming back after US education research.
So then,
I would like to share with the younger students who have aspirations to go to the United States and this one because they get educated there. There is no problem, there is no challenge. But I would like to state to our young students that their future is in India.
yes.
Now these new IITs, new ISOs, new research labs which we are building, there are so many research labs we are building, and we are building next generation research lab. Their future they will say in India. They would like to come back to India and work here.
So because this is a very important statement that you have made, that there is a future for a lot of engineers, a lot of computer people working in IT industry. It is in India because there is a certain kind of a wave which is, or a certain kind of a segment which is also talking about that IT industry has come to a plateau, which actually is not the case after talking to you, which I have heard that it is now just the start of the entire thing. So can you just elaborate on the new future of IT industry and how it is going to go ahead for students?
True. The future of India is in this new technologies which will be created like Atmanirbhar Bharat. It is created because we build these technologies in India.
Right.
We know now there are next generation technologies. We don't have to go to the US. Either they are going to give it to us. I think that is. So I see the future of our students, young students who are listening to me today. Their future is in India. Right. Like that.
You have been awarded so many awards are there. Which is the most cherished award that for you as a person?
There are so many awards. I've been showered with many awards. Really, yes. I am also chairing about 20 initiatives of Government of India, a variety of fields. In agriculture, for which I got Bharat Ratna, agriculture, Kushi Ratna award. Okay. Of course, Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan awards, and I got one very important award because I think that I work applied technology for India development and social development.
Okay.
For building Indian languages on computers. Okay. You know, for which I was awarded what they call the contribution to the science and technology, contribution to the India's development. Mm-hmm. This is the highest award, one of the highest awards. I think like that, it's called Jindal Award for science and technology for development. Because I'm especially I like for India's development, for development of villages, development of this one, development of agriculture, solving the problems of India, things like that, for which I was given this Jindal Prize, which is a prize of something 1.25 crores, like that kind of thing. So I like that award. That's because it is for development.
Last question only, which is pertaining to the studies for the students. Like, how will you some words about guiding them exactly how to study, how to think about the future or the careers?
Ask a very good question about this. Personally, our new education policy is a very revolutionary step we have taken. I think one thing we are talking about early child education, particularly for the parents. I am talking that we never emphasize on preschool education so much. Whereas the admission was getting the admission in good school. But more important than school education is preschool education. In fact, I would say Garbha Sanskar, mother's education, parents' education is more important. So so second issue I want to tell is the fact that it is going to be liberal education. Don't go only for engineering or medicine.
Okay.
Today we have people, and everywhere, all over the world, all of them people are getting people do know Sanskrit language, do know grammar, they do grammar. Whatever their aspirations for development of the environment, all this kind of thing. It's not just engineering and technology now. That people must be very well, must have some good knowledge of many things. Lastly, I would say that India, lot of predictions have done about India, starting from Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda had predicted, and way back in 1897, that when he was asked when will India get freedom, in 1897 he said it is some time for that, and it will take 50 years.
My God.
To India will get independence, and we are not even ready for that independence.
Right.
Take the independence. So actually, his petition came true. We got 1947 for freedom,
Right.
and then we started this.
Yes. Yeah.
Then he said 100 years later, means 1947. After 100 years, in 2047, 2040, we are in 220. 25 years later, India will once again reclaim her ancient glory and become world superpower in it's a Vishwaguru. People will come here to learn once again from advanced countries. So that is what today I'm looking forward to. That prediction is, I think we will make it happen. This is my dream, and our students will have to make it happen.
Thank you, sir. So it was so exemplary, even talking to you, that vibes are coming, and I definitely am sure these vibes will also inspire and ignite the students for making this vision true in 2047. So these are the students, these are the new generation who make this possible. And connect to you again shortly for one-to-one talk if it is possible on the broadcasting day. So thank you again. Any final words of wisdom for the students before we sign off?
I said the final words of the future is in India.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Right.
Thank you, Dr. Shantanu. It was a really wonderful session. पण मी पार्टिसिपंट्सला सांगू इच्छितो की आज आपले क्वेश्चन आन्सर सेशन्स आता डॉक्टर विजय भटकरांबरोबर होणार नाहीयेत. तर तुमचे जे काही प्रश्न असतील ते तुम्हाला दिलेल्या लिंकवरती पाठवा, वेबसाईटला पाठवा, ईमेल आयडी ला पाठवा, आणि त्याच्यानंतर पुढच्या सेशन मध्ये त्याची उत्तरं तुम्हाला देण्यात येतील. तर मी आता परत डॉक्टर शंतनू देशपांडे यांना विनंती करतो की तुम्ही आजच्या कार्यक्रमाची सांगता करावी.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Praveen. It was indeed, actually I will say it was very inspiring when I was also talking to Dr. Bhatkar. मला त्यांच्या सगळ्या बोलण्यातनं जी गोष्ट सगळ्यात जास्त आवडली ती होती की सगळ्यांना की द फ्युचर इज इन इंडिया हे जे त्यांनी शेवटचं वाक्य आपल्याला सांगितलं ते खूपच मला म्हणजे इतकं इन्स्पायर करून गेलं. आणि ऍज ई सेड की त्यांचा एक कॉन्सेप्ट होता की ब्रेन ड्रेन पासून आपण ब्रेन गेन पर्यंत आलो. म्हणजे थोडक्यात काय की आता ऑल पीपल फ्रॉम ऑल ओव्हर द वर्ल्ड इज कमिंग बॅक टू इंडिया आणि दॅट इज गोइंग टू सून हॅपन. सो 2047 is what he according to him because Swami Vivekananda has given this prophecy ki 2047 पर्यंत India will gain its ancient glory. Bhatkar saraंच्या शब्दांमध्ये. So thank you again Bhatkar sir, and thank you everyone. I'll try to sum up this by saying that all those participants today, please send your feedbacks because जे associated लोक आहेत म्हणजे for example Rotary Club is planning to give the participation certificates. There is something also called as a volunteering certificates. Volunteering certificates will help you a lot because volunteering in such kind of activity would help you in long term adding to your co-curriculars in your biodata in future. So I will actually ask every student here to send us a feedback and maybe call us also to understand how to get a volunteering certificate for the entire series. Thank you YTS. YTS बद्दल थोडंसं परत मी इथे सांगू इच्छितो की YTS एक्झॅक्टली काय करतात. आता जी मुलं इथे 10वीत आहेत, म्हणजे आता या पुढच्या वर्षी 11वीत जातील, त्यांचे इफ दे हॅव ॲस्पिरेशन्स, भटकर सरांनी सुद्धा आता त्याचा उल्लेख केला, इफ दे हॅव ॲस्पिरेशन्स फॉर जॉईनिंग IIT, आयसर or even institutes like medical colleges, तर त्यांनी नक्की YTS चा प्रोग्राम जॉईन करावा. दिस प्रोग्राम इज ॲब्सोल्युटली फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट. ऑफकोर्स त्याचं सिलेक्शन होतं दरवर्षी, आणि वाघमारे सर, नातू सर म्हणजे डॉक्टर अरविंद नातू जे आयसरचे आहेत, अशी बरीच मंडळी ह्याच्यावर असोसिएटेड आहेत. सो हाऊ टू जॉईन YTS ह्याच्याबद्दल पण तुम्ही यू कॅन कॉल अस अँड गेट मोर इन्फॉर्मेशन. सो बिफोर सायनिंग ऑफ फॉर टुडेज, next episode is with the big man himself, Dr. जयंत नारळीकर. त्यांच्यावरचा इंटरव्ह्यू खूपच सुरेख झाला. त्यांनी पण बऱ्याचशा गोष्टी सांगितल्या की ते कॅम्ब्रिजमध्ये होते. इतक्या म्हणजे मी त्यांचे बरेचसे इंटरव्ह्यू ऐकलेत, पण आत्ताचा मी त्यांचा इंटरव्ह्यू घेतला त्याच्यामध्ये इतक्या गोष्टी त्यांनी सांगितल्या ज्या लोकांना अजून माहीत नाहीयेत. छोट्या छोट्या एपिसोड्स त्यांनी खूप रंगवून सांगितले, आणि तुम्ही नक्की ते ऐका, त्यांच्याकडनं इन्स्पिरेशन घ्या. आणि येस, ही हॅज प्रॉमिस्ड अस की ही विल बी देअर टू टॉक अगेन 1-to-1. सो त्या एपिसोड नंतर नारळीकर सर असतील. भटकर सरांना आज तरी वेगळीकडचं काम होतं, त्यामुळे ते आता जॉईन होऊ शकत नव्हते. बट वी विल ट्राय बेस्ट की मे बी 25 ऑक्टोबरचा वाघमारे सरांचा जो एपिसोड आहे त्यानंतर तुमचे प्रश्न भटकर सर आन्सर करतील असं मी आशा करतो. वी आर ट्राइंग टू गेट इन कनेक्टेड टू हिम अगेन. बट तुमचे प्रश्न येऊ देत. Definitely ask all those possible questions, because I will send those questions in advance to Bhatkar sir, and then he will try to select few and answer those. So thank you again. Thank you Rotary Club. Thank you YTS. Thank you University of Pune. Thank you IUCAA, and thank you participants today for joining us. And I hope you are ignited. Thank you, and have a very good day and a safe weekend.
Thank you, Dr. Santanu. Thank you. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
सगळ्यांनी आपले कॅमेरे ऑन करा. फोटो काढायचे त्याच्या अकॉर्डिंगली बसा. काही झोपलेले असतील त्यांनी सरळ बसा. आपण फोटो घेणार आहोत. ओके, थँक्यू व्हेरी मच. तुमचे माईक अनम्यूट करू शकता, सगळ्या माईक आपापले अनम्यूट करू शकता. थँक्यू व्हेरी मच.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.